Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the stream. Surprise Tuesday night stream. We're going to be working on a tiny Mothman. I went ahead and redid the armature. I actually made an armature this time. This one, not wasn't feeling it. Just not like my best on that by any means. So we're changing up the dynamics of it a little bit. And I've also mixed up some Sculpey. I had some white Sculpey and some gray Sculpey, like extra super firm stuff. We're gonna make them out of that, and then bake it to hold it together for the mold making process. This is also just a little bit easier to work with than that monster clay right now. I was thinking about it. I hadn't really used this kind of clay in a while, so figured I'd go ahead and just like bust it out of its pack and get to using it. We'll start with little bits at a time here. And I'm using a different wire. I'm using green florist's wire because I could twist it up really well. So this will give me a good sturdy base to use. And it'll help, all the curves in there will help hold the clay in place as I'm going. Yeah, this is already going way better than the monster clay one. So I hope everybody that's watching right now, I hope you like the new layout that I've done for the stream. At least as far as like my work area goes. Just feels a little bit more professionalized, you know. And so last stream we did, we learned that the description for Mothman is very vague. Like it's musculature, humanoid shape, wings, glowing red eyes, centered around where either its neck or its head would be. So it's basically like a necklace critter, which would make sense, you know. That's what I love about cryptids. Like, look at all the different variations of Mothman that are out there now based on that one simple description. So to keep up with that tradition, I'm going to take a little artistic licensing here, and we're going to change this up how I want. I hope everybody had a start to their week, a good start to their week, I should say. I know it's Wednesday now, technically. So, and yeah, I'm going to be experimenting with streaming on different nights and different times. I doubt that you probably, and whoever is out there is probably like caring that much, but about all that, especially if it's your first time. Which is why I am streaming on a Tuesday night, because I have not done that in a very long time. Yo court. Are you for real? Like the Windows AI Copilot? You can just play D&D on that? Or whoever uses Copilot, I forget who it is. Really? Oh shit. I might have to try that out, actually. Oh, really? All right. Yeah, I took like a little 30-minute power nap and then it's like, well, everybody's asleep. It's a Tuesday night and it's not like I have anything going on. So here I am. Now on my tiny Mothman, I think I should honor the actual Mothman sculpture out of Point Pleasant, West Virginia. We might have to make a sculpture with a dump truck on it here. I mean, Mothman was depicted as being musculature or muscular. Trying to work out a good way to put like some dynamics into the pose without making it look like he's dancing. This is like a good lurking pose, right? Ooh. I don't know if that's a good thing. All-powerful wizards in D&D never seem to really do much once they hit that all-powerful stage. They like either start fucking things up for everybody or they just sit in a tower and wait for adventurers to come by, give them important life lessons. Dr. Meepers! Long time no see. Got Dr. Meepers. We got Cord in here. Walked into room. Boss dies. We are making the first of our sculpts for our little pewter figures. So this is going to be a tiny Mothman. I'm going to do up cryptids for my pewter figurines. And I just got to say, the variation on Mothman designs based on the most undescriptive description of a cryptid ever is wild. I hope you like the new layout I've done, by the way, just as far as like streaming. Felt like I needed to make a better change with what I'm doing here. Yeah, let me pull up the actual description for Mothman that was given uh, over and over again. This is the general consensus for Mothman, and that is one moment here. It was here, Mothman original description. Here we go. All right. The original Mothman was described by 4 West Virginia witnesses on November 15th of 1966 as a 6 to 7 foot tall, gray, man-shaped creature with massive wings folded against its back. It possessed large, glowing red eyes set high on its chest or shoulders and was capable of rapid flight or gliding. It has been described as a large black-gray creature with slender, muscular, and man-sized builds. Figure that one out. The prominent feature of the creature were the fiery red eyes that glowed in headlights. The wings, it does not specify if they are leathery, feathery, flowy. There's wings. The entity was observed flying or gliding beside a car at speeds exceeding 100 miles per hour. And witnesses also reported high-pitched screeching or a mouse-like sound. So that is what we've got for a description for Mothman. And then if you Google what Mothman looks like, don't. There's too many depictions. So to keep in that spirit, we're also doing our own depiction of Mothman. But with a slight catch, we are going to put the immaculate butt on it that they have on the statue in Point Pleasant, West Virginia. So right now I'm just laying on the clay for the main body, and we'll do the wings last because I know I'm gonna mess them up if I keep handling it. Yeah, like we got the shape of it. We got the start of the booty, the dump truck from Mothman. He needs that dump truck to hold all of the bad omens he has to tell you about. Oh, you're already in the epilogue for your D&D game? What have you been up to, Dr. Meepers? It's been a while. Oh, you're not in it anymore. Okay, okay. It's all the after effect. Oh, okay. It's the grand what happened to them. So, according to the description, the eyes are somewhere around here-ish. Since there is no neck or head, so we're just gonna place mark our eyes right there. Uh, well, yeah, I was about to say you've probably been busy with everything. Running a kennel is or a doggy daycare combo sort of thing is not easy to do. Well, hi, Jean Grey. Are you coming back over? Kitty cat. This is why my camera now is way up top because of because of feline intruders. Hi, Jean Grey. Yeah, you passed out like minutes after you went in her room. Yeah, you can hear that's my wife in the background. She just woke up after going to trying to put our toddler down to bed like 3 hours ago and 4 hours ago now. No, it was three-ish, wasn't it? Yeah, I had a really good nap. Yeah, no, that looked like quite the power nap you had. All right, hang on, gang. I'm just gonna turn the mic off for a minute. All right, sorry there for a minute. Just having a talk with the wife real quick. Like I said, she just woke up from a power nap with the kiddo. That reminds me of the audio. I can't believe. I cannot believe that my bot didn't allow that to go through, Dr. Meepers. That's fucking hysterical. Thank you, Court. Thank you. Well, you did. That's wild. Like it picked up on what, like on the censorship still, and was just like, nah. So yeah, we're gonna just kind of knock out as much of this little Mothman tonight as I can. Because I don't want to spend too much time on these miniature figures. I wanna move on to other things. Some bigger projects. I still have Dargons to mold up and get one of those painted, and then get a couple more of these little miniature figures done up. Like I said, I'm gonna make these out of Super Sculpey so I can bake them, and they'll be much sturdier for when I go to make molds. So I'm gonna put the fuzz on them like this, just a little bit at a time. It's getting a little hairy. We can sculpt this around as needed. I think what I'm going to do is kind of go around the stomach and the chest, so I can add in like some abs, since it's supposed to be a very muscular entity. Again, the description is not the most like there was a lot left to the imagination when it came to the description of Mothman, as we just read. Oh my goodness. My cats upstairs are apparently going crazy. It is. Oh, yep, you hear my dog now. One of them. Probably angry at the cats. Oh my goodness. I'm getting it in triple here. I'm getting it through the microphone into my headphones, and then I'm getting it from the baby monitor over my headphones and in through the microphone. This is this is going to be too much. Yep, and I'm gonna have to send the cats outside real quick. So I will be. Yeah, I got a Superman. That's right. So hang on. I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna go let these cats out real fast. All right, problem solved for the moment. Sorry about that. Animals were going crazy. Had to take care of that. Where did I sit down my headphones that I just had on? There they are. I'd like to at least hear the music I'm playing. There we go. Okay, so let's carve in idea of where we're going to put tummy muscles here. It's kind of got like an odd flex going on here. Albeit I think being Mothman, you have kind of an odd flex. My goal for this to make a really nice miniature pewter figure is to make the designs and our texturing simple but kind of dynamic. So let's see how well I can pull that off. I've not done miniature work even for myself in quite some time. So this might be another night of kind of like feeling out what I'm going to be doing here. See, I did too, for a long time. I guess it wasn't even, I guess it was more like a period of a couple of years. I did some minis for people, but some of the commissions for those minis, it was just like above my skill at the time. And it was another one of those like situations where it's like, you're trying to tell the person that's commissioning you is like, this is a little out of my pay grade. Like I'm not doing this very well. And then they get mad at you because you're being honest with them. It's like I just don't think I have the skills to handle what you're asking for. Oh well, why not? I just don't. I'm not that experienced with it. Oh, but why not? I've never had to do it more than once. Like, ooh. Yeah, when I started the stream tonight, I also like we had some just a moment where the I was like, maybe I should stream tonight, and then the power flickered, and I was like, it's not scaring me off this time. We're gonna try it. Cappy from Mario. Ooh, Calvin and Hobbes were kind of like that was definitely my jam when I was a kid. There's no better comic in the world. Honestly, in some ways, I don't think you could compare a lot of other comics to Calvin and Hobbes. Ooh, yeah, you were. Just kind of have the fuzz come down the legs to just about the end of the knee. Ooh, that'd be cool. I should probably also at some point just do some busts. It's just something I can cast up in like a solid color resin, like not even painted, because I am not, as we've all learned, the greatest at painting. I have gotten better, but uh, hobbyists like to paint their own stuff too. So if they like your model, hey, feel free, take it, paint it up all you want. Here's where the abs will be. Just kind of shape them around a little bit here. Yeah, like a good mini is hard to beat, especially when you do it yourself. And I've had a couple of them where I was like, yeah, that's some real minis work. Compared to like back in the early 2000s, there was like Dungeons and Dragons had their own line of minis that came out for a while, um, that they were producing. And oh yeah, absolutely, I can see that. Cap it, yeah. Gotta put some pecs on this. Yeah, I've had a few even recently where I'd noticed after, like on the Cyclops, on the inside of one of the arm molds, you can totally see a section where it looks like you can absolutely tell the wire sticking through from the armature. But oh well. I guess I should say I can totally see it, but blended in well enough. big shoulder right there. Kind of come down the wing. All right, deal, deal. Hmm. How did I just hear myself through? Oh, that's why my stream monitor is picking up my voice in the background too. Man, I'm so off. Yeah, and as of right now, the first three Franks, I guess four Franks that I have had painted are all gone. Like sold the fuck out. Three of them to one person. And I have three or four more that I need to get painted and up on shelves soon as well. I didn't even get a chance to post any online. I just took them into my work and I was like, oh, let's see if people here are interested. And sure enough, fuck. I had pictures taken, everything, like ready to start posting them up. And I'm like, I can't now. These are all gone. Which is a good problem to have. Yeah. Last time I saw it was looking pretty good. Like I was in love with what Court had going on with it. Oh, it's a very beautiful, like scenic Grecian countryside for part of it. Oh, you can go ahead and show Dr. Meepers, that's fine. You can throw it up in chat. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Doing a lot of work to lay all this fuzz down to just like here in a bit wind up melting it back together with some rubbing alcohol, but that is life. I don't know if I like the twist I've got in the body now, because he's not. There we go. That's better. Just make him stand a little taller. Yeah. Oh man. Hmm. I'm gonna have to think on that one. Just because there's so many things. I'm thinking a hat though. You know what? You know what? Let's do uh something else. I'm gonna show you. I would like just a black hat with the red eye dots, like a Mothman hat. I think that'd be pretty cute, like a beanie. So let me show you guys all something else. Speaking of one eye, right? Let me see if my camera's zoomed in first. I might need to back this up just a hair. Is my zoom on? Yeah, we're gonna back out just a little bit because I have something that I printed for a project I want to do in the future. It's gonna be a puppet. This is a giant single eye mechanism. Like the eye can kind of rotate inside of here. And I also have bits and pieces I can use to make a big eye for right here. And I think this is going to be put into a large scale puppet that someone wanted me to do a long time ago. But I'm going to try and make a beholder puppet. Oh yeah, it totally is like a Five Nights at Freddy's eye thing. Like, so yeah, I got it all to print in one piece, which is cool. So I can start working out the mechanisms for it and get a layout on like that big beholder design. Because I think a beholder puppet would be dope, and I just want one. Corp bringing up D&D earlier reminded me of that thing. It's been sitting on my desk for like 3 days now. Well, I've been slowly working out like ideas for designs. Hmm. I was gonna try and keep the abs in there, but I just don't think it's gonna look right if I do. So there can be implied abs. I mean, the way I'm taking this design is gonna be such a big hairy monster. It's gonna look like that big stupid red monster out of Looney Tunes, where it was just a big ball of hair with a pair of sneakers on. Yeah, this will have to be a two-part sculpt out anyway because I'll do the hair and the feet and the main body and we'll bake it and then we'll do the wings. That way I'm not screwing up the rest of the piece. So now we're going to do the head. The head I kind of want to be smooth with just the eyes. kind of just like this. Okay. Now, I had a tool at one point that was a busted ass tool, but it was perfect for doing hair work. And I sadly believe at one point I have gotten rid of it because these are all of my tools that I have as of right now. So let me just see what I can do with this, if I can kind of carve the hair in a little bit. Uh-oh. This moment of awesomeness is brought to you by technical difficulties. Maybe it's just a glitch in the system for some reason. Yes. What is it? Oh, my Instagram is bugging out. Or Dr. Meepers is. Let me check my Insta real quick here. Where did that go? Social. There's. I went through and redid all of my. Okay. I got messages here. There's the audio call from court. There's one from. There. All right. Close camera properties. Okay, yeah, hang on. I'm gonna have to refresh all mine too, because for some reason it's not. It says active now. Let me F5 this bad boy. Because I just loaded mine. Got no new notifications. I'm kind of wondering, because like show me court's active now, but I don't have anything else here. Let me just go back, way back, way back. Oh, oh, too far back, too far back. Maybe it wasn't. Yeah, it's not showing me anything either, court. Yeah, it has to be down. Like I said, it's showing me that you're active, but it's not. It's not doing anything. That sucks. Who'd have thought a social media server would be down? Whatever. Gotta bring this back up to get rid of it all. Yeah, it's bad about that. Oh well. Get back into this for another, I'd say probably another 20 minutes. That'll be a good time to kick it off for the night. We've already made better progress than what I had going on with the last body. Because like here's what we have now, right? Here's how this started. This was my clay sketch one day. And now we're like two separate things altogether. And I'm glad I changed it up because the first one was not a good attempt. They often aren't. So like I genuinely felt like my kid who was 3 could have done this one. And I was like, I gotta step my own shit up. I'm making myself feel bad here. Yeah, just from lightly messing with it, I've already lost some of the hair details, so we're gonna have to just be very careful with this throughout the process here. And some details might actually be easier for me to Dremel in later on. Once it's all baked up, of course. Yeah, we're getting some good fuzz on the legs now. We'll just keep doing that throughout the whole body except for like the head. Even all the way up the back, it's just going to be all fuzz. I'm just going to make the head for the Mothman, which is depicted as not having a head, a little standoutish. Enough to put some eyes on it. Just make like a ring of fuzz around a spot where there's eyes and skin. Sort of mothy, you know. Just keep going around here for a second. Try to even out the body just a bit. Now I need a little bit of plastic so I can experiment with the texture here. Always have something with a little plastic right next to me for this. So we're going to just put it over the body like so. We're going to kind of start making little impressions. I honestly don't know if I'm liking that result already. Just kind of like, it's there, but it's not, you know? So if we do this instead and just actually like carve it and wiggle it around just a little. I said maybe some implied abs here. All I do is I want to try and make sure like the texture is matching up just enough, right? And this will all look a little bit different after we washed it with some rubbing alcohol too, so. And one nice thing about putting fur on your piece is if you got little imperfections in the clay, they just disappear really fast. And when I've made some miniatures in the past, I made them all out of Super Sculpey and then just painted those pieces. People just wanted like a one of a kind. They didn't want it molded. They didn't want all that. So for the most part, as I have made minis in the past, like I said, I've not actually made a mold of one to cast up out of pewter. So this could become a whole new, this is actually going to be some new territory for me. So I haven't made pewter molds in like 6 or 7 years now. And actually, it wasn't even pewter molds. I was making molds for silver casting at the time. Which, unfortunately, the molding material I have won't sustainably live through casting silver into it. You can do it once, but the extra heat from the silver basically just melts the mold. So it'll cast, it'll pick up the original image, but then the mold is just like done. So it's the same as like if I were to cast it with plaster. If I was going to do something out of silver, that would make life easier in that regard, because yeah, it's like, if you're going to destroy it anyway, might as well make it out of something cheaper. But these pewter molds ought to make, should last for quite some time. Especially if I go at it slowly, Like actually let the molds cool off properly in between uses and not like burn them out. Because I did that with, I made some T-Rex skull pewter pendants once. They were actually pretty good sized, which I didn't intend to do. But as I was casting, I was like letting it cool off and then taking them out of the mold too soon. And since the molds didn't get a chance to cool off and reset properly, they just kind of slowly melted to pieces. It's amazing how much of what I do is such a slow, aching process to a finished result sometimes. But eventually we do get there. Right? Like the process is part of it. Like I've seen where people put in the same amount of time and detail, or even more, like the same amount of time in like digital pieces, and they'll have assets like they've pre-made, like horns and claws and like whole designs, all set up in their own little like library, and they're like, yeah, I want to use these horns and these hands, and let's put these shoes on the character. But they've got hundreds and hundreds of hours of like shit already like back made in their own system. And it'll still take them 20, 30 hours to put together a figure. Which I get it. I've done enough of that. It's like, yeah, no, I get this. I'm gonna have to double check when my streaming anniversary comes up because I think it's gonna be since I've been streaming primarily 3 to 4 days a week. It's been since August. So I'm gonna be getting here in like 5 months. Man, have I already been doing this with everybody for like 7 months? That's wild. That's just nutty to me. Yeah, no, I got a long ways to go, but still, woo! Like 7 months of streaming is no joke. I wish I could be that consistent. I have tried. Life, unfortunately, has a way of just jumping into the way. So, but we doing it. We'll probably have to get back into some mask making streams here pretty soon too, if I want to have a good bunch available for just in time for spooky season or just in general. Oh yeah, I love that. I love the like how well that outline you did turned out. This is more than an outline, but still, that was fantastic. Oh, oh, yeah, I gotta check it out if you don't mind. Of course, if Instagram wasn't down, that would be doable, as we just discovered. One thing I appreciate about Gravity Falls in the art style is that everything was kind of done with a little bit of a grayscale to it. Like nothing was ever like, unless it came to very certain things in Gravity Falls, all of it definitely was seemed like all the colors were just slightly skewed towards like earth tones or muted colors. Like very, very neutral-ish almost. Oh, here we go. Looks like, oh shit. The designs for the box just came through, Court. Oh my god. Oh, that looks so good. Looks like Instagram decided to wake the fuck up. Oh, I love it. Yep, it's back, baby. Yeah, Dr. Meepers, you should probably be getting something. Yeah, that looks awesome. I'm loving that. Yeah. Yeah, I wanted to make it look like the box. The concept I gave to Court was like just a Grecian like ruins all around, and then the front will be that big black area that can be the back also. So I can cut it out for the front, and then the back of it will be like the little infogram of like all about like Frank and who named it and where it was made and all of this. So and Dargon will get the same treatment too. Definitely when we get around to doing the Dargon stuff, it'll be props to Court for the naming of him. Getting hairy, that's for sure. All right, we're gonna finish putting the hair all the way up to around the head for the night, and then that's gonna be it. So I don't wanna mess around with it too much. The Sculpey has a tendency of turning into like the consistency of chewed bubble gum after a while if you've used it too much. And I'd rather not have that happen. Besides, I can still take my time tonight and bake it up and get it ready for the next stream tomorrow. Ooh, can't wait to check it out. I'll have to tune in later on and like rewind to catch up to what the surprise is. Because unfortunately, as a manager at work, I can't put a headphone in and like talk to text while I'm on the line. It'll confuse everybody. Oh, that'd be kind of hysterical though, Court, while you're trying to do this stream. And my text just keeps coming into chat as like, I need a sweet potato fry, 2 boneless wings, 1 barbecue, 1 buffalo, 1 falafel, and when we have time, I need a cheese stick down. There we go. Fuzzy. And to really add some detail to the hair and texture and all that, I can always go through with the Dremel, like a really fine tip one, and just kind of like carve these out a little bit more. But we'll see how they stick out once I've hit them with a little rubbing alcohol here in a second. Because I also, if I remember right, my lighter fluid I use for the Monster Clay to smooth that will probably also work for the Sculpey. Now, this stuff, unfortunately, unlike Monster Clay, I can't use fire on this to kind of smooth it. It'll just bake the surface and scuff it up and burn it, and it just would look awful. But once we get it to a certain point, when working on the wings, we can always hit with a little torch action, and that will help set it so that it isn't easily messed up with like fingerprints and whatnot. Okay. So we're just going to take this back and forth a little bit. So as you can see, some of it's just not flowing quite the way I had originally hoped. That's all right. I'm just There we are. That's looking pretty fuzzy to me. Google Chrome sent me a notice or notification. Okay. May. All right, gang. Well, let's hit this with a little bit of rubbing alcohol and see how well that thins it out. I need to remember to put it. So here's my lighter fluid, but my rubbing alcohol has been knocked off of my desk. Here it is. Yes. It's okay, it's isopropyl. If he drinks too much of it, he'll just vomit profusely in multiple directions. It'll be fine. And the reason I've learned that was, picture it, middle school, Indiana, 1998. And one of the kids on my row thought he could get away with getting drunk at school by drinking mouthwash, because mouthwash has alcohol in it, right? And so he would go to his locker in between classes, and he'd take out a bottle of rubbing alcohol and do the look around to make sure no one was watching him, at least as far as like a teacher goes, and would chug Listerine mouthwash just as fast and as hard as he could, and would go on to the next class. And as the day went on, he did get drunk until it wasn't a very long time. I think it was about like we were going back from lunch, so we are heading to like third or fourth quarter. And he staggered up to the locker. Yeah, but he staggered up to his locker after lunch, opened it, took a huge gulp, and then stood there like he had made a mistake, and then just heaved Listerine vomit everywhere. And I mean, like, it wasn't a small amount. Like, he had been drinking an entire bottle through most of the morning. Oh, like, in hindsight, yeah, like, oh, poor dude. But at the time, my middle school brain was like, fucking dumbass. What were you doing? Because I had no idea what he was drinking. I just see him like take like mouthwash. I thought he was just like using it in between classes, like he felt like he had bad breath or something. But no, he was just chugging it to try and get drunk at school. Like, oh, I have found the loophole, you know? Like the cops can't get me. I can't go to juvie for this. It's legal alcohol. And that's when the next day our class, specifically in health class, we're told about isopropyl alcohol and its effects on the human body, such as drinking it straight will make you oh, I if I remember correctly, that's not far off. Like, definitely wanted to be the dude in that moment. And I don't think that it worked. Which is just, to me, that just adds to the hilarity of it, where it's like, oh, you were trying, bud. Like, I can't, like, I wouldn't say their name anyway, just to not incriminate them, but I can't even. I saw a kid, I saw a kid saw people having whoopies in the second. Yeah. Like, I wouldn't expose this person for the world if in, but I can't, it's been so long, I don't even remember their name. I don't even remember their face. I just remembered that this happened, and I remember like the reason, like the circumstances for it, but I can't remember name, face, nothing of this kid. Kid, he'd be like 40 now, 40-ish. All right, gang. Well, I'm going to let him dry for a while now, since I'm kind of slowly working the detail in. But there is mostly fuzzy Mothman. And just so I don't forget where the eyes go, I'm going to do one here, and we'll do another one here. Yeah, loving it. So yeah, I will let him dry off, and then I'll bake that and kind of fine tune it a little bit before the stream tomorrow night. Oh, right. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe if I stretch it out, it'd be like giant woolly worm. Ooh, we could do radioactive. So one thing I did look into before I go, and I'll bring this one up. When I was talking about doing monster busts earlier, there are a lot of classic B movie monsters that are now in public domain. A lot of them. So I could pump out a lot of like retro monster busts. Uh, and that would be pretty fun to do. So, but here we are. You know, you're not wrong. I can definitely see it. We'll have to we'll add more fuzz or something, or I'll flatten the face out a little bit more. Cause yeah, he's not gonna have the red glowing eyes unless I get teeny tiny little stick in like plastic rhinestones to put into the pewter one. Like get him some teeny tiny bedazzle eyes that are bright red to stick in those spots once it's done. So awesome though. Glad I got to see everybody tonight. That was awesome. Good to see you again, Dr. Meepers. It's always a pleasure. And yeah, let me know what style of Frank you want, by the way. Uh, on that trade for the beanie. Because I kind of like the psychedelic colored ones and the stone colored ones. But whatever you want. Yeah, see, when I did that, it made the leg super soft, so all the leg meat's going to come loose. So we're going to squish it back on, let that alcohol evaporate out, and then we'll fix it up later. So, all right. Gang, love y'all. And I will be back tomorrow night. Ah, yes, the council must convene. I understand, and I understand entirely. So, all right, gang. Have a good one. Deuces, love you too, gang. And I will be back tomorrow night. I'm going to try and get my schedule reset because now, me being in my infinite wisdom, realized when I set the time to say 11:30 p.m. for my stream to start, it sets it in California time. And thank you. So I have to say 8:30 p.m. start time on my schedule for it to show up correctly. So it's whatever.